Hello everyone, I invite you to every Friday review of the leading cryptocurrencies. Let's start by checking the current situation on BTC, taking into account the one-day interval. As we can see, the price has broken the downtrend lines. What's more, we can mark the cap and handle pattern here. As you can see, the formation begins with an increase and the formation of the first round. We have now returned to the level before the price fell, and now we should watch whether the price will form a second, but this time smaller round. The formation built in this way is characterized by the exit of the price upwards. Let's move on to marking the support areas for the price in the event of a deepening correction. As we can see, after stretching the fib retracement mesh, we have the first support at $20,197, the second at $19,281, the third at $18,588, and the fourth at $17,828. Looking the other way, it is immediately clear that the price must first break through and then positively test the resistance zone from $20,935 to $21,471. Only then will the way open towards the strong resistance at $25,182. As we can see, the CHOP index indicates that the energy was used for an upward move and we are currently starting to recover it. The MACD confirms the ongoing uptrend, while the RSI shows a small rebound due to the current correction. When we look at the EMA cross 10 and 30, we can see that despite the correction, nothing has changed so far and they indicate an upward trend. The second in today's review will be the ETH to USDT chart on a one-day timeframe. As you can see, the price has broken the downtrend line and now we can mark the local uptrend line with the blue line. Let's start with setting the support line, and as you can see, the first support is at $1,483. The second at $1,405, the third at $1,342, and then we can mark the support zone from $1,278 to $1,189. Now let's move on to the resistance line. As you can see, the first resistance is $1,551, which the price is currently fighting to hold. Then we have resistance at $1,664, third resistance at $1,827, and fourth very strong resistance at $2,032. Looking at the CHOP indicator, we can see that after the recent increases, the energy is slowly gathering strength for a new move. The MACD indicates an ongoing uptrend, and the RSI could see a rebound, but we are still above the upper range, which may indicate a sideways move with small corrections. Now we will check the situation on the Matic chart in pair to USDT, also on a one-day interval. At the beginning, let's mark with a white line, the main downtrend line. However, we can see that the price has broken the local downtrend line. Now let's move on to checking where we currently have support for the price. And here we see that we first have a support zone from 93 cents to 81 cents. If the price goes lower, then the next support is at 70 cents and then 53 cents. Looking the other way, we can see that the price has bounced off an important resistance at $1.04. Then there is resistance at $1.20 and $1.45. Now look at the CHOP index, which indicates that the energy is starting to rise. MACD indicates that despite the correction, we are maintaining an upward trend, while the RSI shows a nice rebound, thanks to which we have a new place for growth. As the last in today's review, we will check the Atom chart, just like its predecessors, on a one-day interval. Let's start by marking the downtrend line that the price has to face, and then it is worth marking the local uptrend line that the price is currently moving above. As for support, we see that we have the first support at $11.37, where the price has now completed a correction. The second support is at $9.99, and the third support is at $8.04. Now, similarly, it is worth checking the resistances that the Atom price has to face in the coming time. And here we see that the first resistance is at $12.82, the second resistance at $13.86, the third at $15.31, and the fourth very strong resistance at $17.19. Next, it is worth paying attention to the EMA cross 10 and 30, which, despite the correction, still show an upward trend. On the CHOP index, we can see rising energy. MACD is on the verge of entering a downtrend, while on the RSI we have a nice rebound and a small increase. Here it is worth noting that we are moving at the upper limit of the range in which you can often encounter a price correction. Technical analysis is provided by a third party, and for informational purposes only. It does not reflect the views of CryptoDaily, nor is it intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, or financial advice.